Hello everyone, it's Moby the Yarny, and this is Crochet 101 Part 2. And if you join me for Part 1, on Part 1 we went over tying a slip knot and chaining and single crochet. Today we're going to go over half double crochet and double crochet. And we might talk about doing knots. And some people think you shouldn't do knots, but the question is always is to knot or not to knot. So we're going to talk about that at the end of this video. So we're going to go ahead and review what we did last time. I ended with this right here where we had 2 rows of single crochet and our row of chaining at the bottom. And we had our stitch markers on each end. So today we're going to start with the half double crochet, and right here we have right after single they show half double right here, and with the abbreviation of HDC, and then a double crochet right after that with the abbreviation of DC. These are very similar. There's only one step difference in the two of them, so we're going to go over those right now. Okay, so let's review the chain first. Chaining is just where we don't count the chain that's on our hook, and then we will yarn over, it's called, and pull it through the loop that's on our hook. That's chaining. And just pull it back down. That's called frogging. We'll go back to the first loop here. And if you look at the top of our work, you can see the little V's that we have. And that's where we did our single crochets from that row. So we're going to go under both of them. If you see, if we go under both of those V's, that's where we're going to be going in this one. So I'll do a few singles where we go through there. We yarn over and pull it through with 2 loops. Pull it through that, both of those, and that's a single. I'll do a couple more singles. Go through both, under both of those V's. Bring the yarn where you have 2, yarn over and bring it through both. Move that out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to where I'm at the first chain of our new row. Instead of chaining only 1 at the beginning, I'm going to chain 2, because we're going to need 2 for the half double. And then we usually would yarn over after we went through, but this time we're going to yarn over before we go through. So you're going to have the yarn on your hook, yarning over, then you're going to go through both of those V's that we talked about, then you're going to yarn over again and bring it through, and this time you should have 3 loops on your hook, and then we're going to yarn over again and bring it through all 3. Now that is called a half double crochet. Let's do that again. We're going to yarn over where you bring it over, go through both V's, yarn over again, bring it through, and you have 3 loops. And you're going to yarn over, pull it through all 3. That's a half double crochet. And we're going to try that again. Okay, sometimes you can just do this to yarn over, put it through the V, grab that yarn till you have 3 loops right here, grab it again, bring it through all 3. Let's try that again. Yarn over, put it through the V's, yarn over, bring it through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and bring it through all 3. Okay, let's try it a couple more times. Yarn over, put it through, yarn over, bring it through. You have 3. Yarn over again, bring it through all 3. That is a half double. Let's try it a few more times. Yarn over and bring it through, yarn over again, and bring it through all 3 loops. So we yarn over, put it through both of the V's, yarn over, bring the yarn through, so there's 3 on your hook, and yarn over and bring it through all 3 loops. That's the half double. Try it a few more times till you get comfortable with it. If you have to do it the other way to be comfortable, that's fine. Where you yarn over like this and then go through and yarn over again and bring it through and bring it through all 3. Let's do it again. We're almost at the end of this row. Okay, you got 3. Bring it through, and now we're at the last one. We're going to go through that, make sure we don't miss it, because we don't want to miss the first or the last. If you don't mark those, you're going to have the sides that are going to be wonky. Let's say that. They'll go in and out. And we're going to chain 2 on the end. And we're going to put that stitch marker back in. And I forgot to move my stitch marker up on the other side, so I'm going to do that on the other side right now, because I need to make sure I'm marking those turning chains, because if not, you will end up with a wonky piece if you're not used to it. You want your sides to be even. Okay, we're going to chain 2 and we're going to turn. And now we're going to do the double crochet, which is very similar to the half double. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to go through both V's, and we're going to yarn over again, and we have the 3, and this time we're going to bring it through the first 2, and then you're going to have 2 on your hook, and then we're going to bring it through the last 2. Now that's a double crochet. We're going to do that again. Yarn over, go through both V's, yarn over till you have 3, bring it through 2, and bring it through 2. So you yarn over quite a bit. So you're going to yarn over, go through both V's, and make sure, okay, I forgot to show you this part. With your half double crochet, you have to make sure you're going through the top V's, because the half double creates another stitch on the side here, the 3rd stitch it's called. So make sure you're keeping track that you're going through the V's on the top. Okay, so go through, yarn over, bring it through, so you have 3, yarn over, bring it through 2, yarn over, bring it through 2. Let's try it again. Yarn over, go through the top V's, yarn over, bring it through till you have 3 there, yarn over, bring it through 2, yarn over, bring it through 2. And these give you a higher stitch. Each stitch we've done gives a higher stitch. The single, even though that's 2 rows, is very small. Then the half double is a little bigger, and the double gives you a higher one. Let's try it again. So we yarned over, go through both V's, yarn over, bring it through. We have 3, yarn over, bring it through 2, and yarn over, bring it through 2. Let's try it one more time. Yarn over, make sure we're at the top there, put it under both V's, yarn over, bring it through till we have 3, yarn over, bring it through 2, and yarn over, bring it through 2. Let's try to finish this row. Yarn over, put it through the top 2 V's, yarn over, bring it through till we have 3, yarn over, bring it through 2, yarn over, bring it through 2. Okay, let's keep doing that for the rest of this row. This is I think my favorite stitch is the double. I'm the fastest at this stitch, I think, because I used to teach a long time ago little girls how to do granny squares for the pin that they had to earn. So, and that's part of doing granny squares is the double crochet. Okay, I made it to this last stitch. Yarn over. Make sure you get both of those bees. I'll get a snag here. Bring it through two, bring it through two. Okay. I guess I could show the treble right now, but I think we'll save that for another one. I'm going to chain two, and I'm going to put that stitch marker back in. Okay, so that's another stitch you can practice, and there are a lot of different projects you can do by using, I was going to show last week, this is a bag I just made, okay, and it is single crochet and chaining. So you can make a project just single, and then the lattice portion is just all chaining. I mean, it took a while to do, but it was easy to do. The handle is all single crochet, and the whole bottom of the bag portion is chaining connected by singles. So there are a lot of different, projects you can do with just simple stitches. And then there are some washcloths that I did, and they are made also with simple stitches. I'm going to show a few of those. And this one is made with a stitch called the moss stitch, which is just single. You do a single, you chain one, you skip one, and do a single. So that's just a single crochet stitch, but it's a very easy one to do. And then on the edge, I did a half double crochet and then another single crochet around the end. That's why it has this extra loop around the edge. That's from the third row of the double crochet. And then this one I did with alternating the half doubles and single crochet, but I did it in the back loop only. So that would be, when I would do it, I'd only use this loop in the back right here, instead of going through both bees. I just went through the back loop, and it creates that extra little stitch that you see in the front. So even if you only know simple stitches, you can still do nice projects with them. And then the double crochet is very versatile. A lot of people use the double for a lot of things. So we still have to go over the treble crochet and the double treble. And a treble is just a triple crochet. And then we'll go over some of the abbreviations. And I haven't even showed you a slip stitch yet, which I could probably show that right now, because it's when you finish with your work and you have to tie off, we usually end it with a slip stitch. And a slip stitch is like the easiest one to do, where you just go in, you don't chain, you don't You don't yoke over, you'll bring it through, and then you bring it through there, and that's it. That's a slip stitch. No yarning over, and you just bring it through the last thing. Then I will do another one, and then I'll cut and pull it through so it makes a little knot. Okay, so let's talk about knots now. When you have to add a new yarn, because eventually the one you're working with is going to run out. So I'm just going to cut this yarn here so I can show you what I do when I have to add another skein of yarn. There's different way people will add yarn. Sometimes they will just I'm going to show you on this one. Sometimes they will, when they go to make their last loop here, they will stop and they will leave it at this portion, and then they will bring in the new yarn, leaving a tail, and bring it in like that. But then you're left with two tails that you have to end up weaving in at the end. I do not like weaving in a lot of tails, so I'll show you what I like to do. It's called a magic knot. Okay, so you would lay both of your yarns this way. Make sure I get them in here. And then you're going to take the end of this one and you're going to make a loop around this one this way. And then you're going to make a loop around this one with this yarn. Okay, and we're going to tie these. Just one simple tie. So I'm going to tie this one around. I'm trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, we're just going to pull this like this. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with this side, with this piece of yarn. Okay, so we have those like this. And now what we're going to do, we're going to pull both ends until our knots come together. Okay. So then we can trim these very, very short. Because sometimes you even find big knots in the middle of your ball of yarn, and I don't like that, finding the big knots, because I don't want them sticking out in my work that I'm doing. So now if you pull these, it's not going to come loose. It's a very strong join right here, and it's called a magic knot. So that's what I use when I have to add another ball of yarn on. So then you can just continue on doing your work. If I just do a single here and continue on, that little knot that I made most of the time is going to be hidden in the middle of your work. And if it's not, you can push it in somewhere with your yarn needle or sometimes with your hook. Most of the time it doesn't show. And there's also one called a Russian join, but that involves a lot more work. You need 2 needles to join your ends of thread, and I will show that at another time. And then there's a thumb join that people do, and that's a little harder one. I'll show it another time. But we're going to end right here today, and I thank you for joining me. So remember to do, we've gone over chaining, let's see, let me show you here now. We've gone over doing chain, single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. And we've gone over yarning over, and we've gone over to knot or not to knot, and that is your choice. And we've gone over a slip knot and tying on method, which I prefer to tie my yarn on, and some people they prefer to use a slip knot. So it all depends on how you've been taught. And a lot of people use knots, a lot of people don't, but that just depends on what you like to do when you start your project. So the choice is yours, what you end up liking when you do your own projects. And eventually you'll see what you like to do and what's comfortable for you. And hopefully you get used to holding your hook and holding your thread and your yarn and all that good stuff. But thank you for joining me. And this is part 2. And I will have a part 3. And we'll go over new things. And we'll go over crocheting in the round and how to make, your circles and without big gaps and things like that. But I thank you for joining me today. And if hopefully you'll be able to start making some projects of your own. But I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.